everyone, and welcome back to the All Heart channel. So for today's video, I wanted to go ahead and do another DIY Halloween edition. I'm super excited for this project. I think I've been waiting so long to go ahead and do this one. It's just that I keep pushing it to like the back burner because I get new ideas coming in and then I forget about it. So I was like, no, enough is enough. Today is the day. I want to go ahead and get this done. And hopefully it'll inspire you guys to start working on some of your own projects or to recreate the projects that we are working on here. So if you actually do happen to recreate the project for today's video, please make sure that you tag us at allhartsocialmedia. That would be so great. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert a picture, our Pinterest picture, my inspiration for this project. I'm obviously going to tweak it and kind of put my little spin onto it, so it is going to be slightly different, but at least you'll get like the general idea of what I'm going for. So this project is super simple, beginner friendly, and super affordable. So no excuses. So I'm going to go ahead and take you along to Home Depot. We're going to grab all of our supplies and then we're going to come back here and we're going to go ahead and get to work. So without further ado, let's go shopping. So right here, I have all of my boards, all 6 of them, all cut up to the measurements. I also have the sawtooth hangers for the back of the pictures, and I also have the ceramic hands. And I actually got these at Michael's. Make sure that you guys use a coupon to save you a few extra bucks there. But I got 2 different kinds. One, as you notice, the other one doesn't have claws, and this one does. So we are once again outside in my backyard, in my little work area. And I've got my boards, they're all cut up. I asked one of the workers at Home Depot, they pretty much know me there, and they cut up the boards for me. So I'm going to be doing 6 pictures. So I've got 6 boards cut up. This is kind of my tester board. I wanted to make sure that I actually liked the color of the wood stain that I'm using this time. And this time I went with ebony. So I am going to be putting just 1 coat and then I'm going to be rubbing some of it off. And the reason for that is because I do want some of the grain to show. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started on my actual board. And once again, make sure that you're wearing gloves and that you're doing this outside so that it's nicely ventilated and you're not breathing this in. And if you're kind of new to staining, I would also suggest that you wear something that you don't mind getting dirty. I'm going to take my chances. And hopefully I don't regret it. All right, so here we go. So as you can see, same type of wood that I used on my shelving DIY, and I'll link that video down below if you're looking at making some industrial shelves yourself. So it's the same type of wood. I just cut them shorter. So let's look at the way that this stain looks on this board. You see that? It's like pure black, beautiful paint. It's incredibly rich in color, which is why I just want to do 1 coat. And then I'm going to use the drier side of this rag to kind of wipe some off, because see how it kind of shows some of that grain here? That's exactly what I want. So I don't want it to be completely covered. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off this board and finish off the other 5. And then we'll go on and go inside. Now I went ahead and chose this ebony color, and the reason for that is because my skeleton hands, which I'm going to be placing on these boards, they just look better on a darker background. I was gonna go ahead and use the same like dark walnut that I used on my shelves, but I didn't feel like the hands really popped. I'm just gonna go ahead and try and get some of these little crevices without putting on too much stain. It's good. So now I'm gonna use the drier side of the same rag and try and wipe some of this off to see if I could get some of that grain to show, to come through just a little bit more. That's nice. All right, so I'm just gonna finish the bottom of this. All right, first board done. So we are down to our last board, and I just wanted to go ahead and show you this one. You see this with the hole? So when I asked the guy to like cut my boards, he's like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna cut this off because I'm sure you don't want it. And I'm like, no, I'm like, I do want that. And he's like, he's looking at me like I'm crazy. But, you know, for this Halloween project, I think this looks creepy, and I don't know, I just felt like it really kind of hit the aesthetic really well. So I'm keeping it, you guys. All right, last board to go, and then we're just gonna wait for these boards to dry, and then we could start working on the next stage. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna wait for these to fully dry because this black paint, I got some on my hand earlier, even though I'm like, hey guys, make sure you wear gloves. I got some on my hand while I was kind of testing the first board, and it's a pain to wash off. So don't say I didn't warn you. All right, so I just separated these. They're on the table. I'm gonna wait for them to dry, and then we'll come back and finish this up. Okay guys, so now we are inside my living room. So I've waited for the boards to go ahead and dry down. I want to say they're like 90% dry, so they're still a little bit tacky, but not too bad. I'm just super impatient. So I'm just gonna go ahead and work on them anyways, since I'm not going to be touching them after step 3. So we're on step 2, we've already finished painting them. Step 2 is attaching these little wall hangers to the back of the boards. So I went ahead and purchased these at Home Depot. They're called sawtooth hangers. And these are actually super awesome because they already come with the little nail attached to them. So there's no need for you to try and, you know, stick in the little nail, hold it down, try and nail it down, and then it wiggles and it falls out. Like I used to deal with the other ones where I had to do everything like manually, and it was just such a pain. So save yourself the time. It doesn't even cost that much more, and these already come attached. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out where I want these on my board, and then I will be attaching them to all 6 of them. Now, on that living room wall where I'm going to be hanging these pictures, I normally hung these, which is why all of my boards are all this size. That way all 6 of them will fit there perfectly. And I am measuring the backing on these so that I can perfectly match the alignment of these backings to the ones that I'm going to be making. So I've already measured them out. I'm going to be hammering these into the pieces of wood, and then we'll be done with step 2. Okay guys, so I finished hammering the backings, the sawtooth hangers to the back of every board. So now comes the fun part, and this will be the last step. And by far, I think this is probably the more complicated. I don't want to say complicated because it's not too hard, but it is the longest step in that you are going to have to wait until tomorrow to actually put these up. So I'm going to be using E6000 to glue our hands onto these boards. So here's one of the boards now, and I'm holding it by the backing. And so I'm going to figure out where I want the hands to hang, because I feel like I want some of them to like hold candles, but you know, I am keeping in mind that because they are only glued on there, I can't put something that's going to be super heavy, because I don't want this to fall down and break because it is ceramic. So we've got the little hands. So I figure if I place it up here, then it could be, something could be hanging off its hand. And then other ones I'm going to be placing here towards the center so that they'll be holding like a little candle or something. So this is the last step, guys. I'm just going to glue them. I'm gonna leave them overnight. I'm gonna have them propped up so that they don't, you know, move around. And we'll come back tomorrow and check on them and see the finished product. And this is it, guys. They turned out so much better than I thought. They are nice and dried, and it was so easy to do. And the materials were so inexpensive. Like I've seen some of these, you know, similar ones to these, and they're just so pricey and they're so easy to do. I hope you guys recreate them, and if you do, please make sure to tag us at allhartsocialmedia. I'll go ahead and come up closer to give you a bit more detail. So I decided to lay some of them flat just so that it looks different than the other ones. And then the two in the center, I went ahead and left them palm up so that I can place something on top of them, maybe like a candle. But this was such a fun little project, and it took no time at all. Like I said, what took the longest was for the glue to go ahead and dry. But other than that, it was super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys have any questions or comments, please make sure to write them down below. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, as I will be posting more Halloween DIY videos in the upcoming days. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.